beautiful. It's finally summer vacation and I'm inviting you to come along with me to Jeju Island. But before we get into vacation mode, I want to take a moment to appreciate something truly special. My workplace. I feel incredibly blessed to be in a space where I can be myself, do work that I enjoy, and be surrounded by supportive colleagues. As we wrapped up the first semester, we had a lovely farewell dinner. The food was amazing. But more than that, it's the energy at these gatherings that always stays with me. I love our work dinners because they give me a chance to explore hidden gems in my province, the places that I might not have discovered on my own. So if you ever find yourself praying for your dream job, please also pray for a healthy working environment. Alright, let's quickly pack my bags. This is actually my first solo trip and honestly I'm more than ready. Of course I had to wash my makeup brushes. It's been a while since I put on makeup, and because I tend to get sick easily, I made sure to pack all the essential medicine. You know, prevention is better than cure, right? I tried to keep things light since I'll only have 2 full days, but let's be real, I'm a girl. That means I've packed 2 or 3 extra outfits just in case. Surprisingly, the Gimpo airport wasn't too hectic. It was full but not overwhelming like Incheon. Maybe because I was traveling midweek, I don't know. But I stopped by Olivier thinking I'd grab some deodorant, but whew, the prices, I don't know if they've tripled just because it's at the airport, but at this point, I'd rather stick to my good old local brand. No thanks. And am I not the cutest? Yes, I am. For a moment, I even forgot I'm a teacher. This trip has me feeling like a little kid again. My inner child has come alive, and honestly, she deserves it. Look at that skin. One thing about Korea, the convenience will spoil you. They truly understand that our phones are everything. We use them for payments, directions, bookings, basically life. And listen, who doesn't get used to this kind of ease? I love it here. But every time I pass through security, I don't know why my heart races like I've done something wrong. It's giving guilty for no reason. And I'm just here like, breathe, girl, breathe. Anyway, my dear, we are catching flights and not... And I love this journey for me. Let's take a moment to appreciate the view because this is exactly where I'm meant to be. About being in the air that makes me feel so deeply blessed. It's hard to put into words, but every time I'm up here, I feel a wave of gratitude wash over me. I come from a background where dreaming wasn't always encouraged, and traveling, Yo, that felt more like a wish than a plan. But here I am crying and laughing on a plane, living out my ancestors' wildest dreams from Soshanguve to the world. Somehow, I now have the ability to care for myself, support my family, and still make space to explore life. These are tears of joy. To some, flying might be a routine. And maybe one day I will feel like I deserve it. But right now, I know this is grace. This is God's love showing up in my life. This is my testimony. I am blessed coming in and blessed going out. Good morning from Jeju. Now listen, I'm not a morning person at all, but something about being on a trip turns me into an early bird. It's the excitement, I guess. People often ask me about my skincare routine, and honestly, I don't do anything too complicated, but I do use the Real Nature face masks. Korea's skincare game is unmatched, and there's literally a mask for every skin type and situation. They've worked wonders for me even without a strict routine, and if you're in South Africa and would love to try them, I've got you. Whether you want a few for yourself or thinking of reselling, I can ship them directly to you. Just DM me or leave a comment below if you're interested. I'll sort you out. Don't say I didn't plug you. OOTD. Anyway, let's bit my face. Have you seen my wife? Ukarekele China. Final product, looking like money, my dear. I love a good bit on my face. There's just something about makeup that makes you feel unstoppable. But let's talk. What are your thoughts on wearing makeup in the Korean summer heat? Because the humidity had me dripping in designer. Okay, no filter, just sweat and setting spray fighting for dominance. Still, I wouldn't trade that glow for anything. A little melting never hurt anybody, okay? My itinerary was pretty simple. I started my day at the beautiful Cheonjeon waterfall, a must see if you're ever in Jeju. While I was there, I met the sweetest Haraboji, a Korean grandfather who also happens to be a photographer. He told me his stories about traveling the world and going to South Africa. He also helped me take some really stunning pictures, and I'm so grateful for that moment. Of course, there were quite a few people trying to get their perfect shot, but it was not overwhelming. It was actually peaceful in its own way. And if you'd like to see the photos, feel free to follow me on my personal Instagram at just_NE_OH, just Newo. Did anyone say color picnic? Yes, me. Listen, a trend is still trending until I get to do it, okay? For my picnic, I chose the stunning Older Guy Rock, and the universe showed off to me because when I arrived, I was the only one there, and that quiet moment gave me the confidence to unpack, set up, and just be present. And my theme color was green. I chose green because I'm in a season of my life where peace is my priority. Green represents life, nature, health, growth, and prosperity. And this trip was about healing and new beginnings. Green carries the hope for a better future, and this is my soft manifestation. I speak life into everything I touch. I speak harmony, growth, freshness, safety, prosperity, hope, and balance into my life and into yours watching this right now. One of the joys of traveling alone is that you open yourself up to new connections. And as I was enjoying my little green picnic, more people started to arrive, and that's when I met this kind Korean guy We started chatting, and before I knew it, he offered to take me to my next destination. Just like that, the universe responded. My manifestation was answered in real time. They say the universe reveals as it should, and I truly believe that when your heart is in the right place, the whole universe conspires to help you. So please use your mouth to bless your life. The tongue holds power. Speak wisely. Speak life. Later on, we visited the famous Ole Market, and if you love a bit of window shopping or trying out Korean street food, this is definitely a spot you need to check out. They've got everything like fresh fruits, vegetables, meat, fish, clothes, and even souvenirs. It's the kind of place where you can get a little taste of local life, and honestly, it's pretty affordable too. Well, I think so. I loved walking through the stalls, just watching how everyone from the vendors to the locals moved with purpose and pride. There's something so grounding about seeing tradition and hustle in action. Oh, and I absolutely loved the fire cooking displays, but whew, I could only imagine how hot those vendors must have felt in that heat. I honestly have so much respect for them. Later on, I linked up with these beautiful South African ladies at the Cliff restaurant near the Sagdal beach, and we had a blast. We were later joined by these guys, and we had a moment, eh? Of course, I had to go back to the beach. The next morning, I took a bus to Sagdal Beach. The weather wasn't the best, but the waves, they were perfect for stunning pictures, just not for actually getting into the ocean. They kept announcing things over the speakers, but it was all in Korean, so I didn't understand a word. But you know what they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So I just followed the crowd. If I saw people moving away from the water, I moved to, no questions asked. But listen, I'm glad I went. I got some cute pictures, a few videos, and some core memories. before I knew it, it started raining, and luckily the Cliff restaurant was just next door, so I headed back in for shelter. And of course, a great meal and some mocktails. I ordered a juicy burger and fries. Very simple, but exactly what I needed. The fries were crispy, the burger was perfectly cooked, and the presentation, mwah, 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 mwah. Chef's kiss. And let's talk about the mojito. It was my first time trying a non-alcoholic version, and I loved it. So refreshing, so light, and still gave that grown woman energy without the buzz, you know. I took my time eating, no rush, just good food and even better vibes. The music in the background set the mood. To the theme and ordered a mojito that was green, fresh, green, and perfectly on brand. After I finished eating, I pulled out my word search book and started flipping through a few pages, and with every new word I learned, I also uncovered something new about myself, how I think, how I present myself, and how I move through the world. There's a quiet kind of joy in being alone but not lonely, curious but at ease, and in moments like these I'm reminded that I am enough. And because I am a child at heart, I had to pull out some bubbles. This was actually so therapeutic. I had a great time. I love my own company. This is what I mean when I say solo traveling is the best. After watching the sunset, I headed back in for dinner, and this time I ordered a coconut drink purely for the aesthetics, of course. I pulled out a book and started reading about the history and culture of Motswako music. It felt so grounding to enjoy a good meal while reconnecting with stories from home. And because South Africa has definitely taken over in South Korea, I was approached by two beautiful ladies from South Africa, of course, and we vibed, we laughed, and ended the night on such a high note. And just like that, my 2 full days in Jeju came to an end. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't already, go check out my previous videos. We've got animated stories, ESL quizzes, did you know, with some fun facts, and teaching and living abroad vlogs, sit down videos, and now maybe a few travel vlogs here and there. Let me know in the comments if I should do more of these travel vlogs. I'd love to hear from you. This is The Right Space with Teacher Neo. See you in the next adventure.